Hello, everybody, and welcome in. It's Monday night, and that means we are back with Roving Island World Tour 2 North America Edition, and we're going to kick it off with our amateur class here tonight. So we head all the way to Austria, and we're going to have a little fun time on the Red Bull Ring. It is a 4.8 kilometer track. It has 9 left and right hand turns. It's a real world circuit with a tarmac surface. It appears in Gran Turismo 6 in an update, Gran Turismo Sport in an update, Gran Turismo 7, and the fastest lap real life is a 105.619 by Carlos Sainz Jr. with a 2020 McLaren. My brain had a hard time comprehending that there for a second. All right, let's break it all down. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. We see you, Kilty. Good luck tonight, my dude. Got a nice big grid here tonight too as well. So our qualifying is as racing conditions. Well, this one's a little bit different here in round 7. There's no qualifying tonight. We're going to be setting the drivers up on the starting grid in reverse order based off their championship point standings. We'll go over that in just a minute's time. It is a BOP on a no tuning series GR3 open with the exception of Toyota and any VGTs. We have grip on track edge reel and grid start with false start check. We have slipstream as real as well. Our mechanical damage is heavy. The drivers start with 100 liters of fuel or a full tank of fuel. They are only allowed anti-lock braking and traction control system here during competition races. Grip edge is, again, like I said, real, and boost is on default, and the drivers must use the required mandatory tire for one full circuit lap, so one flying timed lap. Our penalty settings are shortcut penalties are on weak. Our car and wall collision penalties are turned off. Our correct car after collision with wall is off, and off-track excursions is also off. We have flag rules turned on, and our pit penalties also turned on. We are at Red Bull Ring. It is going to be a reverse grid based off championship standings coming into round 7, and it is a 60-minute endurance run here. The mandatory tires tonight are all 3 compounds: the racing soft, the racing medium, and the racing hard tire. It's going to be ×5 tire and ×5 fuel tonight, so every time around Red Bull Ring they're using 5 laps worth of fuel and 5 laps worth of tire wear, and it's a double points round. It is SO1 dry, cloudless, and pleasant, and it is evening conditions here tonight with, again, a weather variable of ×8. This is presented by DDR, D-Dot Racing, of course, partnered with DMJ Vroom Room and LWR Designs, and of course I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Welcome in, everybody. Hope we're ready. Kilt and Egon coming in with the love on the Facebook there with the thumbs up on the streams. Savannah coming in saying good luck, Jay, and everyone else, she says, with a little winky face. All right, so our championship standings, this is official coming into round 7, and this is what our grid is going to be based off of. So it is going to be Apex's Sim Racing Superman in the lead here with 252 points. He's got an 8-point spread over DDR's Kilt in second with 244 points. 10 points behind him is Team Rad's The Damn Cat with 234 points. Right behind him, nipping in 4th place, is DDR Hulky, who's not going to make the grid here tonight, so that is huge for his championship standing points. We have J-Set in 5th place there with 228 points, just 4 points in behind Hulky. Cornstick is right there with 222 points. Chip there with 202 points. We got Dablis with 180. We've got Lucky 7 with 172. We have It's Cody B with 144 points. Captain Pedro with 130 points. We got Heathen with 126 points. John the Jinkies with 104, and Logan with 26 points. So depending on which drivers in this lineup are in our race tonight, it will be a pole position for our 14th or higher up driver, whichever one is first. And I believe that's going to be Apex Sim Racing's Heathen here tonight. So he is going to get pole position start here. It'll be Captain Pedro lining up beside him. It'll be It's Cody B in 3rd place with Lucky 7 in 4th beside him. It'll be Diabolus in row 3 to start it off with Chip Reese lined up right beside him. In row 4 will be Cornstick and J-Set. And then it'll be TDC and Kilt. And Superman will line up the last position here on our track tonight. All right, let's talk a little bit about Red Bull Ring here real quick. We still got a couple of minutes to go. Would be an affirmative from Cody B. Fantastic. It's 2.88 miles, 4.31 kilometers, 10 left and right hand corners at a tarmac surface real world circuit, and 214-foot elevation change here at Red Bull Ring. And you can see it's a pretty doozy little course here. So our start finish line here on the racetrack is kind of right in the middle of the left hand side there. Middle of the bottom right-hand side there. That takes us into the Nicky Lottie curve, turn 1. There's a little kink that goes up there that takes us into Remus, turn number 3, Remus, I think. And then we have Shoss Gold is number 4 there, taking us into Roche and the Words curve. From there, that takes us up in around the right side of the track map, turn number 9, right, and the Red Bull Mobile corner, number 10 there, of course, to take us back down to the start-finish line. And we're not going to talk too much more about that because it's about racing time here at this point. So we're just waiting for everything to kick off here. Alright, she's just a part of the procedure. Settle down, everybody, now. Alright, we're getting ready to go. Hey, let's go, says Benjamin. Good luck tonight, my guy. Good luck tonight. Alright, so before I forget, we're going to flip the screen so you guys can see what I can see. And we're going to get ready to rock and roll here. So all 3 tire compounds again are going to be required to be used here today, and it is going to be the racing hards, the racing mediums, and the racing softs this foregoing round. Fuel is most certainly going to be an issue here in the race tonight, and tires of course will be an issue as well. It's a very high speed, medium high speed circuit with lots of hard corners and S sectors, lots of elevation changes, so we should be seeing interesting race. Red Bull Ring always provides for an interesting race. How much we can definitely assure you of. Let's go, Kilt. Let's go. Alright, Kilt is out on track here right now. Let's go jump on board with Kilt here for the time being. Got a nice track limit fraction there. Some of these wipers are going. That's pretty awesome. Alright, I'm gonna have to jump out so I can see there was a message there. Oh, yes. I am ready. Absolutely. See, I knew there was a reason why I had to jump out for a second. I missed that message. We're ready. We're ready. Yay! Alright, we're racing, chat. Who's not paying attention now, hey? I know, right? Alright, let's go. We're going to be on board with our pole sitter here tonight. Not technically our pole sitter, I guess our number 1 sitter here in the grid. This is a reverse grid based off championship standings. This is round 7, 1 hour endurance race here tonight. And we are getting ready to go. Kick them tires, light them fires. We're going racing, chat. We're green, 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 green. And everybody gets off the line. And that Ferrari gets a huge launch there with VPR's corn stick there, and he's going to go 3 wide here as we head into corner 1. They're all just jockeying for position. He then gets a nice run through turn 1 here. We got Pedro, and it's Cody B here side by side, and Cody B is going to snap up second place there for the time being. We got Lucky 7 here in 4th. We got Cornstick in 5th. We got Dabless in 6th. We got Chip in 7th. We got Jay in 8th. We got TDC here in 9th position. We got Superman here in 10th, and we got Kilt in 11th position. So everybody here nice and tidy here so far. But corner 3 is kind of really the tougher of the two of the corners on race start here. Turn 1 is just a pre-warm up to the real carnage in turn 3, and everybody seems like they got through fantastic here. So all 11 drivers are moving and grooving. So let's get to racing. We got Heathen here taking the charge, and very quickly opens up a nice early gap here. We've got Cody B up into 2nd place. We got Captain Pedro in 3rd. We got Diabolus up in the 4th place here, and he's going to go side by side with Captain Pedro and Cornstick here as we come into the S's here for the first time. And ooh, little sliding action coming from Diabolus there, and ooh, a little bit of wheel rubbing racing going on there, and that could just be a little bit of lag we're seeing there. We're not actually seeing any tire smoke contact there, so could just very well be a little bit of lag we're seeing there as well. Captain Pedro looking like he's going to respond here, though, as he's going to move up into the inside of Diabolus here, and we're side by side as we come through corners 9 and 10 here, and it's Cody B in 2nd. Diabolus is going to lock 3rd place down here for the time being from Captain Pedro. We got Cornstick right there in the Ferrari, and he's tucked almost into that slipstream of that Porsche driver here right now. Let's see what he's going to do right now. The backfield being very patient. We got Superman up beside Lucky 7 in the backfield there, and we got Pedro going a little bit wide coming into turn 1 there. Cornstick's going to grab the position. He's going to move down 2 spots there, and JSET looking to try and take advantage here as he's got the run coming out of turn 1, and he's going to move up into 5th place there as well. So just a little mistake there, but it's very early in the race, and we got a great little 4-way battle happening right here between Superman, Kilt, TDC, and Lucky 7 here. Lucky 7 looks like dropped down 3 positions coming out of turn 1 here, and as we head into turn 3, it is Apex Sim Racing Superman in 7th place, and he is our current championship points leader here right now. We have Kilt here chasing in 2nd place, and in behind Superman here in 8th place, and our 2nd place driver in the points here. It's going to be Lucky 7 here in 9th position, tucked right in behind Kilt. We got TDC here in 10th place, and we got Chip in 11th position here. And everybody's just kind of now starting to settle into this race here a little bit. Let's see what we got going on here. Heathen in the race lead, 3.5 seconds up the road, very quickly already moving up the racetrack. Cody B's got a half-second track limit penalty here, and that could lose him upwards of 3 positions when he comes up the hill here to serve this penalty. And oh, he does not come off the line to serve that penalty there. And that is going to be Diabolus and Cornstick both getting the position on him there. And woof, Diabolus shoots super wide coming into the corner there. That's most certainly going to be a track limit violation, I'm sure, from race control right there. JSET settles in, still in behind here in 5th place, and he's just chilling in behind in the slipstream here. Cody B tucks right back in behind Cornstick, and it's JSET with a 33.588 here so far, fastest man on the racetrack right now. Early on in the race, of course, that is. We've got Superman here in 7th place. He's closing in with Pedro just up ahead there in 6th place. He's got DDR Kilt right in tow, and I believe Lucky 7 just up in behind here, 1.9 seconds. He's got TDC all over him. Let's go back up and see what's happening up front here, though. We got a nice little pack battle happening here, and it's going to be Superman going up the inside of Pedro here as we head into turn 3, and juicy little battle between these two drivers right here, and they're still side by side as we come out of turn 3, and we're almost side by side and behind there with Lucky 7, and the driver chasing in behind him as well. I can't remember who that is at the moment. After I had a moment, TDC. So here we go, still side by side as we head into turn number 4 here, and a little bit of a tap there from Pedro as he went to turn in, and Superman's car was right there, and now it's going to give Kilt a little run here, and Pedro just slowly but surely tripping down the field here right now, but again, very early in the race. Let's get back to this battle in behind here now with Pedro and Kilt, as Kilt's trying to take advantage here and guard with position, and Pedro's doing a pretty good job here at defending for the time being, but he overshoots the corner a little bit. That's going to allow Kilt to come back up the inside on the other side there, and we're side by side as we come up the hill here now, and it's DDR Kilt and ATK's Captain Pedro here for 7th and 8th place battle here on lap 3, and Pedro doing a great job there, still holding that inside line there, but Kilt's going to get the job done, but Kilt's going to shoot out wide. We got Lucky 7 shooting out wide as TDC tries to get something done there. We got Cornstick coming into pit lane here very early on. We got a penalty coming across to Lucky 7 there. TDC is going to settle in behind in 10th place, so pit strategy's already starting to come into play here. Chip has also done the same thing here. So there we go. Early pit stop strategy is coming into play here for the VPR drivers. Cornstick is expecting rain. Get luck, everyone. Get luck, my Superman. Let's go, VPR. That could just be a glitch you guys are seeing on the screen. That does happen from time to time. If not, that sucks to be him because those tires are slippery. We got Heathen here almost 4 seconds up the road here right now, so we got a great race start. He's just kind of been driving all to himself here for the time being, but Icer Diabolus is definitely on the hunt here in this Porsche 911 RSR and going to be very good in the middle part of this racetrack that compared to that Mercedes up in front of him right now. We got Jay all the way up into third place here now. He's found himself sitting on the podium position early on in the race here. A little bit of a wide exit there, and that's going to allow the pack in behind to continue the chase. It's Superman and Kilt nose to tail here as we head into the S's, and this is some great racing here so far by our AMs, and patient but neat and tidy racing here so far. And let's see if Kilt is going to make the move here. It looks like Kilt is just settled in behind here at the moment. He's chilling, and he's just going to settle in behind that older style GTR with his newer style GTR. And is he going to take a look up the inside here? Nope, penalty for Kilt there, so that may have been why we seen him chilling there, as he knew he was going to have to give the position back up there. So it's a smart race car driving there by Kilt. He's going to lose about half a second to Superman here for the time being. That allows Pedro to close back in here now on Kilt as well as he comes around Red Bull Mobile here. We've got TDC in 7th place now, and he's gotten ahead of Lucky 7 here. And of course, it's Cody B here. Oh, made a mistake. He's got some front aero damage on that racing car. We got Cornstick after making a pit stop, and Chip after making a pit stop. He had a 3-second penalty there, so that definitely put him on the back foot a little bit. And early strategies, we'll have to see how that early pit strategy works out for those two drivers here, as everybody else seems to be on a slightly different strategy here currently right now on the racetrack. But looking like not quite everybody on the same strategy here, but for the most part, fairly similar strategies by the looks of it at the start of the race here tonight. So it is Apex Sim Racing's Heathen, and he's very quickly losing ground to Icer Diabolus in behind here right now. That was almost a 4-second gap. It's down to 2.5 seconds here now, as Diabolus continues to try and track down our race leader here. JSet is 4.2 seconds in behind these two right now currently, and Diabolus is fastest man on the track right now with a 132.841. We have Superman and Kilt here still nose to tail as we come back into the S's here again on lap number 5, and car's almost down to half a tank of fuel here already very early on in this race. So it's going to definitely be a multiple stop style race here tonight. Good luck everyone. Good luck Superman. Let's go VPR. Oh man, I should have signed. I know, Gary, you should have. We got DDR Kilt here in 5th position. He got Heathen now coming into pit lane, so our race leader now coming in to make a pit stop here and working his pit strategy here. Now we got Kilt side by side with Superman here, looking to take 3rd place away from Superman. And as we head into turn 1, he does have that inside position. Let's see if Superman can get a good exit put down here and look for a cutback. No, he's just going to settle in behind Kilt and continue on with the race. Captain Pedro gets a great run coming out of turn 1 here though, and now putting some pressure on Superman here for 4th place. And we're going to see some good battles here, I think, between these drivers all race long if this continues. And he's going to take a look up the inside here, and it's going to shorten his exit a little bit here, and that might allow TDC to close it a little bit here in 6th place. And it's still side by side here with Superman and Kilt up in 3rd and 4th place here. Nope, Superman is going to settle right back in behind there. It's Captain Pedro in 5th. It's TDC here in 6th. We got Cornstick in 7th. We've got Heathen here in 8th position after his pit stop. Now Chip is just 8 seconds in behind here in 9th place. Lucky 7 making his first pit stop of the race here, and it's Cody B making a pit stop here as well. So pit strategies already starting to come into play here tonight. Here we go. Let's see what's going to happen. Still raining in Cornstick's world. That must got to be a glitch. It's got to be a glitch. I see racing mediums. I'm not sure what you see, but I see racing mediums on this car, so not exactly sure what that's about there, but it's Gran Turismo 7. I mean, what can we say, right, folks? Alright, so Icer Diabolus now in the lead of the race with the pit stop from Apex Sim Racing's Heathen, so he just gifted that to him there. 3.5 seconds is the gap from him to JSet, so JSet has dipped into that lead a little bit there, and it's a 32.444 last time around, just nibbling half a tenth away on fastest lap set by Diabolus last time around there. We got Kilt here in 3rd place. He's opened up a quick gap on Superman there. 1.3 seconds is separating those two drivers here currently. We got Captain Pedro here in 5th position, and he's looking real good in the race here tonight. Again, here in 5th place, very close in behind. We've got TDC from Team Rad here in 6th place with that Dodge Viper, and ooh, eating a little extra curb on entry there, and that almost unsettled that racing car there. You see it had to gather it up a little bit. Got Cornstick now, he's 14 seconds in behind those drivers. Now remember, this driver has not pit yet. Or has pits, so it is a pit stop versus non-pit drivers here currently right now. We have Heathen 7 seconds or down the road in behind him. He's currently running purple laps here right now. Got Chip Reese in 9th place here, 9.5 seconds in behind him. We got Lucky 7 in 10th place, 9 seconds in behind Chip, and we've got Cody B here only 6.3 seconds in behind Lucky 7 here currently, so a little bit of spacing with those drivers with those early pit stops. Going to be very interesting to see how it settles down here. We got Clarissa with the like and Gary coming in with the like as well in this room. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love and the support every week here. So it is Diablo still in the lead of this race. 3.3 seconds is that gap here. You can see Jay said just picking away at him little bit by little bit here, but he is continuously closing in on that Porsche driver up ahead here. And as we come through here, it is going to be Kilty coming through with fastest lap right there at 32.322, coming from DDR's Kilt here in 3rd place. And starting to close in a little bit here, we got Superman in 4th position. We've got Captain Pedro in 5th, but boy, TDC's really closing in here. But unfortunate for him is he's got a half-second penalty, I'm assuming, through turns 9 and 10 there. He'll have to serve that as he comes up through the S's here on the end of lap 8. Cornstick in 7th place, 12 seconds in behind those drivers, 13 seconds. A little squiggle coming through turn 1 there. Not too surprised to see that. It's a bumpy, uphill, very hard left-hand corner here, and it's a little risk versus reward as you see the Mercedes having much of a similar result coming through there. We got Chip coming into that point right now. Let's see how Chip's car handles out there, and he takes a little bit more of an efficient line there, but even the Alpha there having a little struggle there. Alright, so we got Lucky 7 here in 10th position. As he comes around, you can see every little car wiggling just a little bit as they come through turns 1 here. And let's follow this McLaren and see if it's much of the same thing. Actually, a quite nice, tidy exit there coming from Cody B, but he's picked up a half-second track limit penalty there somewhere, and maybe it was for cutting the first part of that corner. So it is Icer Diabolus here still in the lead of the race. The gap is still 2.9 seconds here to J-Set, so that gap is kind of settled back into play here now. And it's 0.9 seconds now to Kilt in behind. So Kilt now starting to track on Jay here as we come out of turn number 10 here. He's got the run. He's going to move up the inside, and it should be no issue for Kilt to get this pass done here heading up the straightaway. He's going to come through there with purple lap as well. And it's 31.448 here now as these drivers come around, and Kilt is going to move up into 2nd place there. Jay not really seeming to fight that too much. I think he realized that Kilt is on a better tire compound. Got Superman here in 4th position with Pedro still right there in 5th place, just less than a second in behind. He's just outside of that slipstream right now, and he's still got that Dodge Viper in behind of TDC here from Team Rad in 6th place as well. From there, little gap, 10 seconds. Those drivers up front, the top 6, have not pit yet. Cornstick has. So the back half of the field are all drivers that have made one pit stop here. They've all decided to come off that hard racing tire. They've gotten onto a different compound of tire. We've got Lucky 7 here in 10th position, and we got Cody B here in 11th place here right now, and 7 seconds down the road. So lots of time for things to change here. We're going to see a little bit of calmness before the storm, I like to call it, here in endurance racing. When we get to about the 20-minute mark, which we're getting near here, the race kind of starts to settle into play a little bit, and then we get towards the 20-minute remaining mark of the 1-hour race is when things start to spice back up a little bit. So the middle 20 minutes is kind of when drivers are really just focusing on putting in good, clean, quality laps and trying to gain time on the drivers in front and lose the drivers in behind. So we got our race leader now coming into pit lane here as well from first position. We've got Kilt here. He's going to take over the race lead with that pit stop from the Icer driver, and JSET also coming into pit lane here from 3rd place. So now, ooh, TDC having a big old slide there, and I think he was trying to get into pit lane there, but he may be going one way or another now. We got Superman opting to go around one more time here. We got Pedro also going to go around there. He's going to move up into 3rd place. Jay and Diabolus in pit lane here. Heathen's coming around, should grab those spots up from those two as they are making their pit stops. Looks like TDC just made a move up into the corner there. Let's see if we can find him here. He has not. He's battling with Cornstick here for 4th place right now, and wasn't able to get the position grab by the looks of it there. So Cornstick holding on to 4th place here for the time being, but TDC definitely looking strong here right now, as he's sitting in 5th place and just showing some patience on the racetrack right now. 7.5 seconds behind these drivers is Heathen, so he has been closing in slowly but surely here. We got Chip in 7th position, we got Diabolus in 8th, we got Jay here in 9th place, 3.7 seconds in behind Diabolus, so not really losing any time there, maybe about 3 or 4 tenths. Lucky 7 here in 10th place comes out 6.7 seconds in behind Jay, so Jay leapfrogging a couple of the early pit stoppers here with his pit stop, and also the drivers in front of pits. So we still have Kilt's coming in to make his pit stop here now, and that's going to leave Superman. What is Superman going to do here as he comes around? Superman looks like he's coming in. We see that right signal light on, as of course advised by our racing control official here today for these drivers, just to signal hot lap traffic that they are planning on staying tight to that inside line, so when the drivers go to make their exit out of turn 10, they don't have any conflict or contact. So great job showing there in our top 5 now, all in pit lane. So our starting race leader should take the race lead back over as he comes up through turn 10 here to start lap number 11. And it is now Apex Sim Racing's Heathen here taking back over the racing lead. Alright, so that leaves Chip Reese with the undercut work in there. He's going to come just ahead of Diabolus, but Diabolus is going to take a little peek here heading into turn 1 right now as we're talking about it, and he is going to get the pass made here on Chip put Chip down into 3rd place here. So Chip now holding on to 3rd place. We got Kilt and Jay here, so Kilt is come out right beside Jay set here and looking for the overcut to work there, but it doesn't look like it worked in his favor there, as Jay set actually came out quite a bit ahead of Kilt there, in a sense, when you think about the time gap that those two drivers had between each other when they started their pit stops. So the undercut working better for Jay than the overcut working for Kilt in this situation. Pedro in 6th place here. He's actually gotten up ahead of Superman here in 7th position. Lucky 7 is now in 8th with a half-second track limit penalty. That puts Cody B in 9th. We have Corn here in 10th position. He's made another very early pit stop here, and that puts TDC here in 11th position. So this is going to be interesting. We are seeing some crazy pit strats already coming out of these AM drivers. We've seen 2 pit stops within the first 17 minutes of this race from some of these drivers here already. So Heathen's got 9.5 seconds on Diabolus right now. So Heathen's strategy currently seems to be the one paying the biggest dividends. Diabolus did have a little battle here with Chip Reese for position there, and Chip's coming into pit lane here right now as well. So another pit stop here. So second pit stop for Chip here as they come around is going to be Jay coming through here. He's in 3rd position. He has got a DDR Kilt all over him here right now as we head into turn 1. And what is that gap behind these two to Diabolus here currently right now? 2.3 seconds. So it's Jay set here in 3rd place, still managing to hold the charge of that GTR off. No easy feat in a straight line. So McLaren's holding out quite well here so far. Or Kilt is just opting to sit in behind Jay here right now and do a little bit of conservation on those tires and fuel. We've got Pedro here in 5th place as he comes around turn number 3 there. Great exit. He's been looking fantastic here in the last half of the season, hasn't he, folks? We've got Superman here in 6th. We got Lucky 7 in 7th position. We got Cody B here in 8th place. We got Cornstick now in 9th, 1.2 seconds in behind him there, and Cody B is opening the gap up just slightly. We got TDC here in 10th position, and Chip just coming out of pit lane here. So some very variable pit strategies happening on the racetrack here right now. Alright, it is Apex Sim Racing's Heathen coming around turn 10 to get ready to set up lap 13 here, and he's in no hurry to head back into pit lane here right now with a comfortable race lead of 8.3 seconds over Icer's Diabolus. Now this driver has been slowly but surely reeling Heathen in corner by corner here as this stint has been going on between the two drivers, but still a very sizable gap between the two there. And we've got Kilt now has gotten around Jay set here, so Kilt is on the charge here now to see if he can catch up to Icer driver Diabolus up in front. Jay set here in 4th place and trying to stay on the back trunk of that GTR here. And that GTR is so powerful in a straight line, very hard to keep behind. Superman is in 5th place. He's got 4.2 seconds on Lucky 7, chasing in the Porsche 911 RSR here in 6th, and 4 seconds in the McLaren up in front of him as well. ATK's Captain Pedro here, just about 3 seconds in behind Lucky 7 here right now, and he's got 10 seconds to 8th place driver Cody B. Cornstick is closing in on Cody B here as these laps and turns are progressing here. He's almost got the gap to under a second, so let's stick with Cornstick and Cody B here for a moment, as this seems to be, well, technically the 2 closest cars on the racetrack at the moment anyways here. As you can see, TDC just coming through turn 3 up and behind there. He's about 3.5 seconds in behind the Ferrari driver here right now, and Cody B's looking real solid there right now, holding that 1 second gap from Cornstick there in 9th position. Alright, so Chip here coming around, 32.1, his best so far on the track that we can see in the timing here. Heathen is a 32.4. Kilt does have fastest lap right now with a 31.448 here, and set that very early on those racing medium tires at the beginning part of the race here. So Heathen's gap is stabilizing here at this point. It was 8.3, it's still 8.3 as we come back into turn 1 here on lap 14. Not too much happening here right now for this driver, but Kilt's starting to put the pressure on Diabolus here and getting the job done. Kilt ain't messing around here. He is making passes and taking names right now, but Diabolus, he's going to come back here and he's going to take a look up the inside of turn number 3 here. It looks like some side-by-side action here, but Kilt is going to go on the defense. Nope, he's just going to stick to the outside line. He's like, all right, he's like, go ahead, you can have the inside line, I'll just hold it on the outside here. And Kilt gets to power down, and that GTR is on the move right now. Watch out for DDR Kilt here as he is flying. Closed down Diabolus very quickly there and got the move done. Little fight back there, but just didn't have the answer for that GTR here for the time being. JSET though now was able to close in on Diabolus up in front a little bit here with that battle. Got that down to 1.6 seconds here now, and potentially trying to look for a battle back up on the podium. Superman is in behind, still 4.3 seconds in behind, hasn't lost any time to Jay up in front there, which means he's also gaining on those front drivers with Jay in front there. Lucky 7, same thing, just managing the gap here right now. So each of these drivers starting to settle into their race. They're really just trying not to lose any more time. Here we go, side-by-side battle between Cornstick and Cody B here, and Cornstick just can't quite get around that McLaren here right now. And as we're heading around the corner here, let's see what we got. Cornstick trying to set up to get that inside move done, but the McLaren is just showing some prowess here right now, and looks like a fairly equal matchup between these two cars right now. This is some fun battling right here, and Cornstick is definitely trying to find a way around Cody B here, and TDC needs to step it up into an extra gear here right now. This is an opportunity for him to close the gap up a little bit as these two continue to scuffle around for 8th and 9th position on the racetrack here. And look at the run that Ferrari got coming out of turn 10 there. Are we going to see an inside move coming into turn 1 here as we come up the racetrack? And both these drivers are starting to move pretty efficiently here. And no, I thought for sure we were going to see Cornstick maybe think about trying to get around Cody there, but maybe Cornstick playing a little bit of strategy, using that driver to save some fuel. But look at TDC closing in here. 2.7 seconds now is that gap, and it's still 15 seconds to Chip here. So Chip has got to get moving and grooving here, get himself back into the back of this pack here, get back into the fight of this race. We'll see how that strategy works for him here, though. It could pay off for him at the end of the race. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. We still got to wait another 36.5 minutes yet before we're going to find out exactly how it all unfolds tonight. But so far, looking pretty good here from all the drivers on track. Kilt in second place, 5 seconds to gap, closing in, tearing that gap down here from Apex Sim Racing's Heathen up in front here right now. We got Diabolus in third place, trying to keep pace with that GTR up in front, but losing time corner by corner there. As we can see, we got Heathen coming into pit lane up from the lead here. So what is Kilt going to do? He's going to stay going around. So we got Diabolus here in third place. We got Jay just 2 seconds in behind there in fourth position. Nice little half-second track limit penalty there. Gotta love it. Red Bull Ring famous for their track limit penalties. You gotta keep it right here. Track officials do not mess around. How's it going, John? We appreciate you, my dude. Go Kilt, go. Kilt fast man on track at the moment. He most certainly is. A 130.578. Good call out there from Cold there. ATK's Captain Pedro looking strong here in 5th place. Heathen, you can see the fuel man doing his job there. We got Lucky 7 in behind him. They're currently now just pulling in 9th place. They're looking like we're going to get a new set of Michelin rubber there and some fuel in that Porsche 911 RSR. So Cody B coming into pit lane. He's going to make a stop here as well. That's going to give Chip the position there on Cody B and also Lucky 7. So it does grab a couple spots there. So trying to work that pit strategy into his favor here now. So it is Kilt 2 seconds up the road here in the lead. Diabolus is still chasing, doing a pretty good job at pacing Kilt there up front right now. Doesn't want to let that gap get too big. Got Jay coming in here. It's 3.4 seconds Diabolus up in front here, and he is going to have to serve that penalty coming uphill, which is going to allow Superman to close up at least 3/4 of a second potentially on him here coming uphill. So full momentum versus having to slow that car down and serve that penalty. Let's just watch how quickly that gap comes down here, and it's 4.9 down to about 4.2 seconds, so about 3/4 of a second there. That's about what I figured. ATK's Captain Pedro here in 5th position. He's just heading into turn number 9 here right now and looking real solid again. Like I said, 9 seconds to gap to him and Cornstick in 6th place. TDC here in 7th position, very close in behind, starting to close in here a little bit under a second now between 6th and 7th place drivers here. He then comes out after his pit stop there in 8th position, 8.5 seconds down the road from those drivers. Chip here in 9th place. We got Lucky 7 here in 10th and Cody B here in 11th. So Heathen is definitely the guy to be looking out for here right now. The strategy seems to be working very well in his favor here in round number 7 at Red Bull Ring. Go Jay, says Black Widow. John coming in with that thumbs up on the stream as well. We appreciate you, my guy. Alright, so it is Kilt. He is closing in on Cody B here as Cody B just made that pit stop here. So already starting to run into a little bit of a traffic situation here. And we're going to get that with the alternative pit strategies available to the drivers here tonight. And Cody B out on some cold tires there as well. So you can see him battling those cold tires slightly as the race leader's closing in on him. Diabolus here 3.2 seconds in behind. Maybe be able to close a little bit of time up if Kilt struggles to get around Cody B a little bit there. Got Jay 6.5 seconds in behind Diabolus here now. And ooh, getting it a little bit wrong there as he came out of the S's there. And that's probably going to be another penalty there for that driver. We'll have to wait and see. No, it looks like they let him get away with it there. Superman now 2.5 seconds in behind, starting to close up the gap here a little bit. We got Captain Pedro in 5th place, still holding about 8 seconds in behind those drivers right now. Cornstick here is opening the gap up on TDC a little bit now in 7th position and starting to tear into Captain Pedro just a tiny little bit here. Heathen 8.9 seconds down the road here right now, not really closing or losing or gaining at the moment here. And as he starts to scrub those new racing tires in, we'll have to see how that comes into play. So Kilt has made his way around Cody B here, and it's going to be Diabolus next now as we head down through turn 1 into the kink, which is technically kind of turn 2 here. 2 kinks really, if you think about it. Go Jay, says Egon. Hey, well, I love coming in for the drivers. We love to see it. So you can see Cody B getting away with the blue flag there as Diabolus is now closing in on him here. We got Jay said here in 3rd place. Of course, with that pit stop of Apex Sim Racing's Heathen there, just a lap ago. He's got 3.6 seconds on Superman. So Superman losing a little bit of time here this time around, but it looks like Superman's going to have to be coming in to make a pit stop here pretty soon. Got Corn here in 6th position. We got TDC here in 7th place. We got Heathen here in 8th position. We've got Chip in 9th. We've got Lucky here in 10th place. And it's Cody B here in 11th position. So it is Kilt leading the charge here, and he is leading the charge very well as well here. As he continues on up the racetrack here. Still fastest man on the racetrack at 1:30.432. Set just a couple of laps ago. Diabolus is still chasing here in 2nd place, and he's got Cody B just off in the rearview mirror there, so he's just managed to get his way around Cody B here as well, our 11th place driver on the track here. Jay is 5.8 seconds in behind Diabolus here, so starting to reel that driver back in a little bit there, and has a little moment coming around turn 1 as the car goes partially sideways there, but he gathers it back up. Superman and Captain Pedro coming into pit lane. Now it's going to give Cornstick P4 berth as he comes around the start-finish line there. TDC is going to move up into 5th place there with those pit stops made by these 2 drivers. And where is Heathen? There we go. So Heathen's going to start picking up those positions from all these drivers making their pit stops here now. Lucky 7 in 10th, Chip here in 9th place. Let's see where Chip ends up here. It has him going across here right now in 7th place. We're going to stick with this for a minute. Those guys are still fueling up, so Chip will take 7th position from those two drivers, whereas Lucky 7, he's just coming up start-finish line straight right now. He does jump over Pedro, but he has not jumped Superman yet. Superman is on his way out of pit lane here, and it does look like he comes out just ahead of Lucky 7 here out of pit lane by about 3 seconds there, as it appears. As Lucky 7 comes around turn 1 there, he is going to come out ahead of ATK's Captain Pedro, however, and his Cody B is about a minute in behind here right now in 11th position. So it is still Kilt leading the charge here, and not looking like he's going to slow down anytime soon. Diablo is coming into pit lane here now, so let's see what Jay does. Jay's also coming into pit lane here for a pit stop as well. We got Cornstick here in 4th position, and let's see what he's got here. What is he planning on doing? That fuel tank's getting a little bit grim here, but he is going to opt to go around one more time. TDC chasing here in 5th place, going to go around again as well, so he then should pick up those 2 spots here as he comes around turn 10 right now, and that'll bump him back up into 4th position. Comes around turn 10 here, and this driver really is looking like he's in a very strong position here right now in this race, depending on how he plays the last half of this race here. Now we are just about at the halfway point, are we not? We are just over the halfway mark of this race here now. As Chip comes around, he's going to jump up ahead of Jay there, and is he going to get Diabolus as well? Diabolus is coming out of pit lane here, so no, Chip is not going to get around Diabolus here, but he is definitely going to close right up on the tail fin of that Porsche driver there. Jay's going to come out in behind Chip. We got Lucky here in 8th position. We got Superman here in 9th place. We got Captain Pedro here in 10th, and we've got Cody B in 11th position. Alright, let's do an onboard with our race leader, DDR Kills, here right now as we head down around Red Bull Ring. Let's take a look at what this driver's seeing here as he's coming around the racetrack and heading into turn 1 here. Not utilizing quite all of that corner there. You can definitely get more time, and you can see some of the cars coming around through the latter part of the racetrack there right now, those S sector off to the right hand side. Heading up through turn 2, the kink into turn 3 here, very hard uphill braking zone. However, you are going uphill, so you can use that a little bit to your advantage to slow the car down as well. Go TT, says Black Widow, and that takes us down a mid-sized straightaway here, downhill a little bit into another hairpin style braking zone corner. This one you got to be a little more patient on with your brakes here. You don't want to over throttle too soon here in a nice corner there by Kilt, but oh, he gets it a little bit wrong there. He's going to make contact with the wall, and somehow he manages to avoid a racing damage there. That is very fortunate. That safety barrier definitely doing its job there. And now as he comes into the S's, that's definitely going to cost him some time here, and he is going to be nearing a pit stop here as well by the looks of it, either this lap or next. So as we come in through the S's here, you can see got a little bit of dirty tires underneath that racing car there after that little bit of a mistake, just a throttle error coming out of the corner, turn number 4 there. And well, we've seen that catch drivers out so many times here at Red Bull Ring. Let's see if Kilt is going to go into pit lane here. He's most certainly going to come in and make that pit stop. So we're going to jump on to Apex Sim Racing's Heathen here, who should assume the race lead back here. But Kilt had a pretty tidy gap there on Apex Sim Racing's Heathen here. So the gap was 38 seconds. I haven't been tracking how long these pit stops have been taking here for these drivers. It's kind of hard to gauge it depending on how much fuel and what their strategy is. So let's see where Heathen settles out here, as he's got 2 more corners to go in a straightaway yet before we can see if he's going to jump ahead of Kilt. Now the gas man is not putting fuel in that car yet. There we go. The fuel's starting to go into that GTR here just now. So as Heathen comes around corner number 10 here, he should be able to grab position. It all depends on how much fuel load Kilt is taking here in pit lane, and Heathen for the time being does grab P1 here from Kilt, but this is going to be close, I think, at the end once he comes around the corner here. So let's see what that gap works out to. He's going to come out on a different compound of tire here as well. So there we go. Heathen's coming around here right now, and that gap is at about 8 seconds here as Kilt comes out of pit lane. Icer Diabolus comes out right tucked in behind here. And with the undercut situation here, he is going to immediately start putting some pressure on our second place driver, DDR Kilt here. Jay said is about 5.5 seconds in behind these two currently here right now, as we're side by side coming out of turn 3 here. Diabolus looks like he's got a good run, but that GTR power is just so hard for that Porsche to match in a straight line. And you can see here, Banjo working that Porsche right now, trying to keep it in beside. They're coming into the corner where this car is much stronger than that GTR, and this is where the Porsche is going to get the advantage over Kilt here, coming into the corner and coming out of the corner. And you can see he gets the job done relatively easy in the corner there. So Kilt is going to fall down into third place here for the time being. 4.8 seconds down the road is Jay Set here in fourth place. We got Lucky 7 in fifth place. We got Superman here in sixth. We got Cornstick in seventh. We got TDC and ATK's Captain Pedro here in 8th and 9th place, and these two are having a pretty scrappy battle in Grand Valley last week, and it looks like they're going to go right back to their old ways here in Red Bull Ring in round 7 as well. A half-second track limit penalty for Pedro, so that's going to fizzle out that battle for the time being. Chip Reese here 16 seconds down the road in 10th place, and Cody B just 16 seconds in behind him here in 11th position. So it is Heathen 9 seconds up the road. That was a very nice save. Absolutely, Steve. Diabolus here in second position, and Kilt chasing here now in third place. So probably how we're going to see this stay for the next few minutes of the race here, if I had to guess. Jay's trying to close in on Kilt here now. It's 3.8 seconds, so he gained a second over that lap on Kilt as well. We got Lucky 7 here in fifth position. We got Superman here in sixth. He's got 4.9 seconds in behind Lucky 7 here. Lucky 7 working his strategy pretty good here right now. Cornstick in seventh place. He's got TDC right in behind, and a huge big run there through turn run from TDC, and he gets a huge gain on Cornstick coming through the corner there, and almost got that gap down to half a second. So a couple car lengths here now between our 7th and 8th place drivers here, the Ferrari and this Dodge Viper on the racetrack. And boy, TDC's on a rip right now as he closes his back up again under braking. But Cornstick got some good power down there. He opens it right back up to 3/4 of a second and challenges that Dodge Viper driver to continue putting the pressure on. We got Pedro in 9th position, 5.2 seconds down the road. Cody B and Chip Reese here in 10th and 11th place. Chip in 10th, Cody in 11th position here, giving her everything he's got here on this racing surface tonight. But it is Apex Sim Racing's Heathen here with the charge right now on the racetrack, and now the fastest man on the racetrack as well, with a 1:30.247 coming out of this driver here, and he's got 7.6 seconds currently here on Icer Diabolus, who was about 0.08 of a second off that fastest lap last time around. We've got Kilt here in third place. 3.2 seconds is the gap between him and Diabolus. He's actually doing a really great job at maintaining that pace on that Porsche up ahead, but Jay is closing in here. Got that down to just about under 2 seconds here, and he's purple here this time around as well. We got Lucky 7 here in a 5th position. We got Superman here in 6th. We've got Cornstick here in 7th place, and him and TDC are having a great old-fashioned battle here right now for these two positions on the racetrack here. And TDC is going to settle in behind this Ferrari driver. Let's see if we see a attempted pass coming into turn 3 here. We do see TDC make it very clear that he's going to go up the inside hard on those brakes. You can see those calipers just glowing red, and the Ferrari driver is going to give him a little help out of the corner there, a little push as he couldn't quite avoid the contact there from the Viper with a big move going into turn 3 there. So TDC moves up into 7th place for the time being here. We got Cornstick in 8th place and no damage given to either driver there, so that's always fantastic. Got Pedro here in 9th place. We got Chip in 10th. We got Cody here in 11th place. So we got Heathen now in pit lane here with 38 of 60 minutes remaining. We still got 21.5 minutes to go here. So the stints are fairly short in some of these cars here, it looks like, on fuel. That's going to put Diabolus in the lead of the race here now as he comes around. It's 5.1 seconds between him and DDR's Kilt here. We got Jay Set in 3rd place, and he is right on. Ooh, a big wiggle there coming from Kilt. Jay had to make a quick reaction there, and he gets around safe and sound there, and he's going to move up into 2nd place there. Kilt having a little bit of a moment coming out of turn 1 there. Let's go take a quick look at that moment there coming out of turn 1. Looks like he just lost it a little bit under throttle there, and he had to gather that car back up, and yeah, just sliding sideways coming over that little bump into the apex coming into the corner there, and he had to really really catch that car. That was a great job there by Kilt again, gathering that GTR up underneath of him there. Got Lucky 7 and Superman here now, nose to tail as we come through corner number 3, pardon me, as well. And Superman putting some pressure on Lucky 7 here, so closed up a pretty good sized gap. I believe that was like 6 seconds or something like that to get up to the backside of this Porsche driver here. And here we go, it's battle on now between Lucky 7 and Superman here, and Superman closing up as we're heading up into the S's there. And Lucky 7 is just parking that Porsche right now, where Superman ideally can't get it around him easily here. And as we head into the S's, is still Lucky 7 in 4th place ahead of Apex Sim Racing Superman here, but I do suspect we're about to see all that changing here very soon, as Lucky 7 is getting a little low on the petrol here and is going to have to make another one of those pit stops here very soon. Whether or not it's this lap or next lap, I guess we're about to see. But go J set, says Steve. A little tap there from Superman there, and oof, just about messing up that pit entry there for Lucky 7, but he gathered that car up there, and Superman's going to take 4th place away there as he comes around. TDC has gotten around the Ferrari driver here. Now he's going to jump up into 5th place with that pit stop. Cornstick's going to move up into 6th place with the pit from Lucky 7 there. Heathen's going to grab that spot back from that driver as he comes around here as well. And it's going to be interesting to see how these pit strategies play out for these drivers. We got some long runners and we got some short runners here tonight, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this all settles. Aaron coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. Appreciate you, my dude. Got Lucky 7 in 9th place. Let's see where Chip comes out in comparison here. Fuel cans just hit that car right now, so as Chip's coming around here, is it going to be 9th place for him? It does say 9th place there. And it will be 9th place as he comes around, as that fuel man is still fueling up that Porsche 911 here. Cody B is coming around. It's going to put him, he's going to go into pit lane here as well, set himself up for that final stint of the race here as well. So an early pit stop there for Cody B potentially. So now it's Diabolus here in the lead of the race. It's got almost 9.5 seconds here right now, as Kilt is in 2nd place and Jay is still right there in behind Kilt here, and unable to get around here maybe. Not sure what's going on there, but maybe made a mistake, maybe had a penalty last time around. A very slow lap from Jay last time around there, so something must have happened. We'll see if he decides to go around Kilt here now. Kilt not making the same mistake twice coming around turn 1 there. He's not just going to give that spot out freely to Jay said here this time around. He's going to make Jay work for it here. So let's see what Jay opts to do here. Is he going to look for that exit move here coming out of the corner? Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there from Jay. I think he had to gather that McLaren back up. Sitting there in 3rd place. Let's go take another look at that there. I believe he got onto the throttle just a little too soon while that car was still turned a little bit there, and he almost tossed it into the wall there. Maybe just a little wiggle there, a little save needed there from Jay set there as he was coming around turn 3, and it looked like he was setting up to get the power planted there to try and get the move or the run on kill coming out of the corner there, but just wasn't able to get it done. And now as we head into the S's, he goes for the old switcheroo right there, and that was very well executed to give lots of space there. Kilt takes a little bit of evasive action there, just unsure if he was going to hold the corner there, and Jay set does get the position taken back here in 2nd place now, so Kilt chasing here in 3rd position. And let's keep our eye on these two here for just this next couple of corners. We got it looks like Superman and TDC very close in behind each other here as well, heading into the same set of corners. So JSET does open a little bit of a gap up on Kilt there. Let's get back, go see what's happening back here as we got Superman and TDC here in 4th and 5th place. Oh, there's Cody B in between there. That's what we're seeing. All right, so we got Cody B in between a couple of elite lap cars here right now, and that is working out pretty good for Apex Sim Racing Superman here right now, because that is a car in between him and his competitor, from Team Rad, TDC. Can't talk, too much going on. Hello, good luck drivers, and go get him, Apex. Hey, how's it going, Aaron? Hope you and yours are well, my guy. Corner stick here in 6th place, 3.5 seconds in behind us. So we just seen TDC get around Cody there. Pedro in 8th place. We got Chip here in 9th. We got Lucky 7 in 10th, and Cody in 11th place, tucked right in behind TDC there. So it is Diabolus here. It's 11.6 seconds up the road here right now from 2nd place driver JSET. And it's going to be Kilt here in third position. Superman here in fourth. It's TDC still in fifth and closing. Cornstick here in sixth position. He's closing in on Cody B there now. A little bit of slipstream to help him gain a little extra speed there for a moment or two as well. We got Heathen here 6.9 seconds down the road in seventh place. We got Pedro in eighth. We got Chip in ninth. We got Lucky here in 10th place. And Cody B in 11th. So it is Diabolus here in first position coming into pit lane. Now that gap was 11 seconds here to JSET. JSET is going to stay out on track and go around another lap here. Kilt also comes into pit lane. Superman also stays out here and continues on around the racetrack with TDC in the slip here. He is about half a car length in behind Superman here right now. And let's see if he takes a look either in or out of turn one. It's not going to be in. Let's see if he gets to run out of. And no, Superman gets a great exit there. So Cornstick just heading up the inside of Cody B here coming into turn one. Cody B is just going to slot right in behind there. Cody B is doing a fantastic job of letting those drivers get through without costing himself any time on the track here as well. That's going to put Heathen up into fifth place here, 3.5 seconds ahead of Diabolus here in sixth place. We got Kilt coming out in seventh. We got Pedro coming in now. They're in eighth place. That'll give Chip a position as he comes around the racetrack there. It should also give Lucky 7 a position on Pedro as he comes around the track there as well. Alright, so JSET is now the race leader here. I think he's like the 5th or 6th new race leader here so far in this race. Woo, says Savannah. Just did practice race, waiting to see how the pros go to see if my strategy and pace is comparable. Hey, there we go. We like to hear it, Aaron. Alright, so it is Jay. He's got 10.7 seconds currently right now on Superman here in second place. And this is our current championship points leader here coming into round 7 as well. Very slim margin, 8 points over DDR's Kilt, who's currently sitting in 7th place, but also looking like he's made his final pit stop. TDC Gaming gets it wrong right there at the worst possible time, and that is going to allow for Cornstick to close in. TDC is going to dive into pit lane there after that mistake. I think it was about that time for him to make his pit stop anyways. Jay, Superman, TDC all in pit lane there. Cornstick is staying around. Heathen should be potentially set up for the final run of this race here. We'll have to see if he calculated this correctly. We got Diabolus very, very close in behind here as well. And the gap is 2.7 seconds. Kilt coming around. That should be good enough to grab position there as well. Should move him up into 4th place over Jay and TDC here. Let's see what happens when he crosses the line. It does have him showing ahead of these drivers here, and it is going to be Jay coming out just in behind Kilt there. So Jay's just coming up pit lane here right now, and he's going to watch Kilt just drive a little bit up ahead there. That's going to put Chip chasing Jay here in 6th place. TDC is going to come out in 7th. Superman right in behind him there in 8th place. That leaves Lucky 7 coming in on the charge here, and there we go. The final 13 minutes of this race, and we're going to start seeing some of these drivers close back up on each other, so we should see some healthy battles happening here on the racetrack right now. We are going to see a pit stop have to be made here by Cornstick in 1st place here right now, our VPR driver, as he is running on about a half a lap of fuel, it looks like currently right now in this Ferrari. So that should give the race lead back to Heathen as he comes around here. And with 12 minutes and 15 seconds remaining on the clock, it is Diabolus really pushing in behind here, closing in 3rd place. We got Kilt right there in 4th position as well, and this is just going to be a sprint to the finish here for most of these drivers. Now Jay in behind 4.2 seconds here in 5th place after his pit stop as well. We got Chip just right in behind there, 4.3 seconds in behind Jay. Cornstick now in pit lane, going to drop a few positions here. We got TDC in 7th place. We got Superman right there in behind in 8th. Lucky 7's in 9th place here. He's not that far off them guys, 4.9 seconds, and then we got a little bit of spacing between 9th, 10th, and 11th place there, about 15 seconds per driver, give or take a couple seconds there. So it is Apex Sim Racing's Heathen here now in the lead of this race. He's holding a small gap over ICER driver Diabolus right now of about 2.3 seconds, and that wide entry into corner number 3 is not going to help his case Eddie against Diabolus here, as Diabolus just closed up a free half second right there on the Mercedes driver. Kilt is 10.5 seconds in behind our race leaders here right now, and Jay is 3.5 seconds in behind him. just off that podium right now. Chip is 6.5 seconds in behind Jay and 3.2 seconds ahead of Team Rad's TDC, who has a half-second track limit penalty. Not ideal with Superman lurking just in the shadows here, 1.2 seconds in behind. We're starting to see those headlights turn on these cars here now. Lucky 7 in 8th position. We've got Corn here in 9th. We've got Pedro here in 10th, and we got Cody B hanging strong here in 11th position. So can he hold on? 1.9 seconds here is the gap over the ICER driver Diabolus here in second place. The Porsches are showing to be very strong here so far tonight. We've got Kilt chasing here from DDR in third position. He's just coming up in behind Cody B there right now as well, and he's still got Jay chasing here in fourth place in behind. We've got Chip in fifth, and the gap is opening up here a little bit, and he's going to come into pit lane as he's almost out of fuel, so that is going to cost him some positions. We got Superman and TDC side by side here as we come around turn 10, and it looks like Superman is going to get the job done. Going to move up a position and move up into 6th place, and with that pit stop should move up into 5th place. So TDC, is he going to answer back here coming into turn 1 in behind Superman? And it does not appear that that is the case. So Lucky 7 here in 7th position, Cornstick in 8th. We got Chip here in 9th position as he just hits his box there. We got Captain Pedro in 10th and Cody B here in 11th position. So where is Chip going to settle in here in this race now, and what is going to happen? So drivers are on different strategies here. We got 9.5 minutes remaining, and I don't think that Apex Sim Racing's Heathen is going to have the fuel in this racing car to make the rest of this race without a splash. We'll have to wait and see. Diabolus falling a little bit behind here, 2.2 seconds. We've got Kilt 9.6 seconds in behind Diabolus, so starting to pull a little bit of time out of the Porsche up in front here, and he is bringing Jay along with him. The gap still maintained at 3.5 seconds there, which means Jay's also catching up a little bit to Diabolus and Heathen up in front. We got Superman here in 5th position. He's got 12.8 seconds in behind Jay here right now in 5th place. Lucky 7 chasing 5 seconds down the road. Cornstick after his stop there, and he's got some front end damage on that racing car. Not going to help his case any here today. We got TDC here in 8th place. We got Chip in 9th position. We've got Pedro here in 10th place, and we've got Cody B here right there, 25 seconds in behind Pedro here. So, ooh la la, maybe some battles happening here. We're definitely keeping our eye on this here, though. I mean, we can see the time on the clock in front of us, and we can see what this driver is working with here. I just feel like he didn't do enough early on in this race to stretch out that strategy. Just he needs, it looks like he's going to need 2 or 3 more laps of fuel here before this race is over. That's just in my opinion anyways. We got Diabolus here. I mean, he's sitting on a half tank of fuel right now, and he's got 9.3 seconds to the next available driver to battle him for position with Kilt in behind. So Diabolus is in a good spot here if Heathen doesn't have the fuel, and I'm really starting to doubt that Apex Sim Racing's Heathen has enough fuel in that car. 15 seconds is the gap between Heathen and Jay. I don't know if that's enough even to hold podium position if he does need to come for a splash. We have Jay here in 4th position. He's got enough fuel. It looks like Superman here also with enough fuel in the tank here. He may also grab position, and there we go. Just as we're talking about it, we only see 9% fuel in that Mercedes here, and he's going to have to bring it in, and he's going to have to take a splash of fuel. Where that's going to settle him in now into the race, we'll have to wait to find out. So that gives Diabolus the race lead here, and he's got a very comfortable cushion of almost 10 seconds here. Really, he just needs to bring it home at this point. Kilt is chasing here now up into 2nd place with that stop from Heathen, and he's still managing that gap between himself and JSET, now sitting in 3rd place. 3.8 seconds is that gap. We've got Heathen. He's going to come out. He's going to stay out in front of his teammate Superman there, only by about 1.5 seconds. So 4th place here for Heathen. Anything can happen here. It's only 12 seconds in behind podium position right now. Superman here in 5th place as well, and he's very close in behind his teammate there. We've got Cornstick here in 6th place. We got Lucky 7 in 7th, Chip in 8th, TDC in 9th, Pedro in 10th, and Cody B here in 11th. The early pit stop strategy, not looking so good against those longer stint strategies here at Red Bull Ringland. And with only 6 minutes just over remaining on the clock, it's really looking solid here for the ICER driver to hold on to this thing, but anything can happen. Kilt is definitely tearing into that time a little bit here. He's got it down to under 9 seconds and dropping. Jay here in 3rd place, starting to push as well. He's in here in 4th place. He's just made his way around Cody B there, and he's got a little bit of separation between him and Superman in behind there now in 5th place. Superman's now going to have to navigate that driver here as well as he comes rolling up the racetrack. We got Cornstick here in 6th place, and anything can happen. The race is not over until it's over, plain and simple. Chip closing in on Lucky 7 here. 2.3 seconds is that gap. TDC here is 5.5 seconds in behind Chip. We got Pedro there in 10th place, and we got It's Cody B here in 11th position. We forgot our driver of the day vote here, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? Thanks, Lucas. Appreciate you, my dude. Alright, why don't you guys, we're just going to let you guys tag up your vote for driver of the day in the chat here, and we'll leave this up until the end of podium interviews, just because I dropped the ball a little bit on that. Thanks to Lucas coming in for the reminder just as my brain clicked in. So just hashtag and the driver name up in the chat, whether it be YouTube or Facebook, whichever one it is you guys are watching on, and whichever driver has the most votes at the end of the podium interview will gain 2 bonus points for driver of the day as well. Appreciate you, Lucas. Diabolus here in 1st position, 7.3 seconds. Kilt is really making a charge here now at the end of the race. Does he have enough? I don't know. 4.5 minutes remaining. He's only taking a little over a second a lap out of Diabolus here. It might be too little too late, but you just never know. We'll have to wait to see. That leader might decide to start pushing or making a mistake. Anything can happen. We got Jay here 5 seconds in behind Kilt, and he doesn't seem to be too concerned about what Kilt's doing up in front of him here right now. He's more concerned about not letting Apex Sim Racing's Heathen catch up in behind here in 4th place and find himself back on the podium here. Superman's closing, not closing and maintaining, I guess, in behind his teammate here. 2.9 seconds to gap. Cornstick here in 6th place, and lots of separation there. Chip and Lucky 7 may have a little battle here before the end of the race, but unless something dramatic happens here over the next couple of minutes, I don't see anything immediately happening anyways. Could always do a double vote next week, I suppose, too, as well. Or maybe we'll do an admin's pick driver of the day. Ooh, something a little different. Eh? We'll see. We'll see. Alright, so it is Diabolus here. 6.5 seconds. Kilt is really tearing into him here. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, though. I think it might be a little too late. I think he needs to start pushing just a little bit sooner there. Jay here, 4.9 seconds in behind Kilt there. Superman has gotten around. He's in there, and I'm not sure what has happened there, but Superman moves up into 4th place there. Oh, and there it is. The disconnect there from Apex Sim Racing's Heathen, and that is a heartbreaker. And oh boy, Superman getting it wrong coming around the corner here. He's going to get that car jerked around here and get it back on track as well, and that may have had something to do with the disconnect from the driver there as well, but Superman does get it back on track and get it around there. He had a good gap there, so nothing to stress about. Cornstick now moves up a spot. Everybody moves up a spot there with that DC from Heathen, and that is super unfortunate. He was looking real strong there in 4th place. And we're definitely going to be taking a look at that in the off season here to make an adjustment on disconnects late in the race like that. So ICER Diabolus here in the racing lead, 5 seconds. I mean, Kilt is giving him a genuine push here right now to try and get caught back up, but I don't know if he's got the time here. He has it under 5 seconds as we head into turn number 3 with 2 minutes and 7.65 seconds remaining. Jay here, he's 7 seconds in behind Kilt and just looking content with a 3rd place finish here tonight. Superman's chasing, he's pushing here. 4th place for him is going to be a good result here tonight, and hopefully keep Kilt from getting too much point gain on him there in the championship point standings. We got Lucky 7 here in 6th, we got Chip in 7th, we got TDC in 8th, we got Pedro in 9th, and we've got Cody B here in 10th position. So boy, oh boy, that has been rough here for some of our drivers with disconnecting this series, but that's the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately, in sim racing. But it is Diabolus leading the charge here, 4.6 seconds up the road. Kilt is giving him the beans, but Kilt is really giving it a genuine college effort here to try and catch up to the leader here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off. But he is definitely giving it everything that GTR's got right now on the racetrack without a question of a doubt here. So it is Jay here in third place as he comes around turn 10 for his final time around the racetrack. Ooh, he's going to get a little bit wide there. Are they going to penalize him for that? Doesn't matter. He's got a good, healthy gap here on the fourth place driver, Superman, who we've seen make a little mistake there with his teammate exiting from the race there. We've got Cornstick here in 5th place. We got Lucky 7 in 6th. We got Chip here in 7th. We got TDC here in 8th. We got Captain Pedro in 9th. We got Cody B here. Woo! Wiggling his way around the corner there in 10th position. So it is the ICER driver here moving and grooving right now. And, oh, Kilt has made that mistake. And here we go. Jay's right there in beside him here now. And oh boy, I didn't see that coming. So whatever mistake Kilt made has allowed J-Set now to catch up here. And it is side by side. So we're going to stick with second and third place here for a minute, as we did not see that coming. And Jay is going to move up into second place here now. And Kilt has some damage on that racing car here as well. So I'm not sure what happened to Kilt there, but it was definitely a big incident. And Jay's going to move up into second place here on the final lap of the race. And Kilt is going to do everything he can here to try and get that position back. So we're going to go jump with our race leader here real quick. We're going to keep our eye on this battle here. And we're going to allow, of course, ICER to come across that finish line. We don't want to miss it. It is a race win for Diabolus here. I don't see the vote. It's okay. You just vote for. You could just vote for Jay Savannah. It's okay. We know you're gonna vote for Jay. It is going to be a round 7 win here for ICER Diabolus, and that was a great run here from him. Jay's going to come home and bring it here in P2, and a little bit of an unexpected P2 there with a mistake made by Kilt, and Kilt is going to bring it home just in behind there in third place, still salvaging that podium finish there. Superman's going to bring it home here as he heads up the S's in fourth place. The championship points leader can breathe a little bit lighter here tonight, knowing that Kilt only finished 1 spot ahead instead of 2 now in this race. So a little bit of a sigh of relief here for Apex Sim Racing Superman as he comes around here for a 4th place finish tonight. Should still come into round 8 next week with a championship points lead here after the race tonight. So congratulations to him with his 4th place run. And we got Cornstick here in 5th place. We got Cody B in between him and Lucky 7 there in 6th place. So Cody B will come across there with a 10th place finish when these drivers all come around. Lucky 7 there is... Oof. Just going to back off there. Cord is out of fuel, and it's going to be Lucky 7 to take the position away from Cornstick there. Cody B is going to come across in 10th place. Cord's going to come across in 6th. Chip is going to come around there in 7th place, with TDC right in behind him in 8th place. Captain Pedro finished in 9th place there, and Cody B in 10th. So Cornstick runs out of fuel meters from the start-finish line there. And Lucky 7 is going to benefit from that and grab an extra spot as well. Yeah, no worries, Benjamin. You're good, my guy. So 4 positions raised here from the ICER Diabolus driver, and going to be a race win here for him this evening. So there we go. Unofficial results as ICER Diabolus with the race win. J-Set in 2nd place. DDR Kilt in 3rd position. It's Apex Sim Racing Superman in 4th. Lucky 7 in 5th. Corn in 6th. Chip Reese in 7th position. And Team Rad's TDC in 8th place. In 9th will be ATK's Cap Pedro. It's going to be It's Cody B in 10th place. And Apex Sim Racing's Heathen is going to get an 11th place finish with a mechanical failure very late in the race in that racing car. And we hate to see it. Oh, he was having such a great race. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. GG's, Cody B. GG's. Alright, 1-2 for Jay. Yep, Kilty. Oh, I know, right? I don't see the vote. Yeah, I'll be there in a sec. Hands were so sweaty, I lost grip, but Kilty is making his way back. Oh, is that what happened, Kilt? Oh, hate to see it, brother. Hate to see it, dude. Alright, so we are up in that interviewing box. We'll give our drivers, our top 3 drivers, a couple minutes to get out of their cars and get up into the booth. Great finish, Jay. Hey, how's it going, Fast Ginger? Hope you're doing fantastic this evening. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to flip you over to this guy right here. We're going to rock and roll with some highlights while we wait for our podium finishers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we definitely have some interviewees looking like they're very eager to have a few words with us. So, let's go have a few words with our eager interviewee, shall we? All right, that was some pretty good racing here from our drivers so far here this evening. Round 7 was a tough one. I mean, a 1 hour endurance race. It's potentially the longest race of the season here, I believe, and they had to use all 3 tire compounds here in this race as well. So the hards, the mediums, and the softs, and we're of course going to go and hit our third place finisher, DDR Kilt here. He had a pretty good stranglehold on second place here at the end of the race and just made a mistake very late in the race there and just allowed enough time for JSET to catch up and get a pass done on the last lap there, but still holding strong, managing to hold on to a third place finish here and coming second into the championship point standings here in round 7. It was really important that he got a great finish here tonight, and he does finish ahead of the championship points leader as well in the race here tonight. So congratulations on some great racing there, my guy, and talk us through your night here tonight.
Hello to me. I wasn't expecting to do as well as I did, but right up to the end, I was doing great, and then my hands started getting sweaty, my palms were itchy, and then the wheel just took off on me. So basically, I just did the best I could to hold on to that third, but I was coming for Icer so bad. And last week, I kind of suffered because I was having technical issues with my rig, so this week it's all fixed, so I'm coming for that first place again.
Absolutely, and I mean, you were really making a charge there near the end of the race. It was a 10-second gap after the last sequence of pit stops that kind of happened between the front runners there, and by about 3.5 minutes left, you had that down to 5 seconds of dropping. I mean, it looked like you had the fuel in the car to push a little bit sooner. How do you feel that was going to happen? I think you were going to fall just a little bit short. I mean, do you think that maybe you held off just a little bit too long on trying to make that push for the lead there?
Yeah, I could have done it sooner, but I was trying new tricks, and the whole tire strategy was all up in the air till about 5 minutes before the race, and then I went with some recommendations from Hulky, and it seemed to work. I just added the softs at the end, and I tried to hold the car on track the whole time. I did well till you seen the last lap or so, but yeah, I could have pushed a little bit harder, but next week.
Right, there is always next week. Absolutely, we still got 3 rounds of racing left here in this pretty fast action series here, ladies and gentlemen. So lots coming from these AM drivers yet, and definitely much more coming from DDR Kilt here as we move through the series. But a couple of points gained on Superman there in the championship point standings. You guys are nip and tuck within a handful of points here now, heading into next week's round of racing. I guess what is the mindset heading into round 8 now next week?
Go, 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 go. Basically, I enjoy battling. Excuse me. I enjoy battling with Superman, whether it's in points or side by side, like we were doing tonight. He's an excellent driver. I've always enjoyed racing with the man and all the other guys. Next week's going to be the same thing, flat out, and just go, go, go.
Absolutely, and I mean every position and every point counts now as we head towards what's going to be the chase for the championship starting in round 8 next week, ladies and gentlemen. So everything really starting to kind of come to face here, and the pressures are definitely on. The drivers are starting to think about those point totals. They're starting to do numbers in their head already. They're already starting to think about that strategy for next week's race to try out on the track when they finally do arrive to next week's racing event. So it was great racing out there. He looks absolutely incredible quick out there, and definitely had the pace to win this race here tonight. But really, it did come down to the pit stop strategies here tonight for these drivers, and you were definitely on the right strategy here this evening. So, I mean, I guess any final remarks to your race here tonight, and any shout outs and thank yous you'd like to toss out to the viewers watching at home?
Well, you know me, I like to thank everybody that takes part to put the races together and everything. Big shout out to Hulky for the info before the race. That kind of helped. And for the next 3 races, all I'm doing is I'm pushing to the end. Now that I'm sitting at the top again, I got to stay up there. You know me, don't quit, don't stop until I reach the top. While I'm there, I'm going to stick there, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely, and well, would expect anything less from our racers here, will we, ladies and gentlemen? But congratulations on another great night of racing, and definitely looking forward to seeing what you and DDR is going to bring to the track next week.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be back on podium again. I take a bow.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our third place finisher, DDR Kilt. And boy, he had great pace today. And just an unfortunate mistake at the end of the race just cost him a little bit of a taller step on the podium. And with that being said, this man was able to take advantage of that mistake. He kept himself close enough to allow himself to be in a position to grab a position if something were to happen. And that definitely was the case here tonight. JSEC coming in here had great pace all night long, definitely fought his way through the pack and had a good pit strategy as well. And at the end of the night, placing him on the second highest step here on the podium for a second place finish. So it was definitely some tough racing out there. You were battling hard out there, working that pit strategy, and at the end of the night, finding yourself in second place here this evening. So talk us through your race day.
Oh, man, that is a tough track. I am still shocked that I'm even here. DDR's Kilt had pace on me. He was gone. I made a couple mistakes. Tried to make a pass once. Blew the very next corner. Gave it right back. Had a fun little battle. Icer Diabolus was gone. I had nothing. It was it was a tough night. It was a whole tough race week. I am tired.
Absolutely, and I mean, all that testing, all that tuning, all that work, all that information, and all for a big 1 hour show, and then it's all over, and you get to do it again next week. But yeah, you were saying that you were a little bit concerned about this track. You were struggling with the track a little bit, and I mean, working out here for you tonight, but. You look good out there. Every driver was making their own fair share of mistakes. We were seeing lots of penalties handed out by race control here for especially track limit violations on the racetrack. Red Bull Ring is famous for that here, especially on Gran Turismo 7. So, I mean, you have a lot of things happening. You've got a fast field of drivers you're competing against. You've got, race control for track officials. I mean, you have to keep it so right and tight around this racetrack there, watching even for a millimeter of tire to go too far, and they're ready to slap that penalty on you. I mean, how do you navigate all that in your mind as the race is growing older and older, and how do you continue to keep your focus as the race grows older and the pressure starts to mount as the checkered flag is coming?
You just try and keep your head down, and stick to whatever strategy you've got, and whatever. Hope nothing crazy comes up, and you can stick to your race plan and get a little lucky. Definitely get a little lucky helps.
Well, I mean, a little bit of lady luck on a racer side is never a bad thing here either, and I'm sure every racer will agree to that one because, well, racing is racing and stuff happens. The cars break, cars spin, drivers make mistakes. Anything can happen on a racetrack. But tonight, you were good enough here for a second place position. And again, just continuing your charge for podium finishes throughout the season. You came in a couple weeks behind season start, so you're starting a little bit behind the back foot on the standings, but very quickly making your charge up there. So with 3 weeks remaining and looking pretty confident in behind the wheel of that McLaren, what is, I guess, your game plan, and what are your goals here now for the final 3 rounds of the racing season?
Just keep my head down, keep practicing, and take it one race at a time. We'll see where we are at the end.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. The drivers are going to start getting a little more tight-lipped as these weeks keep going on, too, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want to give their opponents any extra advantages over that they can use against them here right now. So things are about to get very intense here over the next 3 weeks, that's for sure. But great racing from you. You've been racing solid all season long, coming off double wins last week, kind of following that up with a second place finish, and definitely hard battling out there tonight. So I guess with that being said, any final remarks and any shout outs you'd like to throw out there to the viewers watching at home?
Oh, I definitely had my fair share of luck tonight, but Yeah, first off, I want to thank all the drivers. Like I said, a great group of people. You know what I mean? They're also nice. 1010 Racing, Miss Devious, Black Widow, um, you know, Fast Ginger, Egon, and of course, you've helped a lot. I'd like to thank my wife and all the friends that have, given me just some tips and advice. So, all the fans, always got to thank the fans. You guys are, why we do this and who we like to perform for. So, thank you guys, and yeah, looking forward to next week's race.
Absolutely, and another racing week in the books here for the 1010s driver, and another podium finish to put into another podium trophy to put on the shelf at home, I guess, when the season's over. But we'll let you get back to that clubhouse, and of course, go celebrate there with the boys and gals back at the clubhouse while we go have a chat with our race winner here.
Awesome, thank you, Bus.
Cheers, we appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but most certainly not least, the ICER driver at Diabolus. This guy was blazing fast out here tonight. Right from the drop of that green flag, he had pace and he was showing it. He was battling hard. He was making quick moves. And when he decided that it was time to battle and it was time to get around the car, he sure made that very decisive and very quick decision, got the job done, and continued on the racetrack here tonight. And at the end of the night, a little bit of pit strategy, some great pace, and I'm sure probably a little bit of lady luck, I'm sure, as well for this driver. He ends up taking the top step of the podium here in a very dominating race win here with about 4 seconds at the end of the night there. But boy, oh boy, did Kilt ever put a charge on you there at the end of the race. And I mean, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about the last 15 minutes of that race. You guys make your pit stops. You got a nice comfortable gap. You're doing your thing. And then all of a sudden, I mean, the crew's coming over the radio going, hey, this guy's taking like a second point two out of you per lap here. You got to get going. What's going through your mind at that moment in the race?
At that point in the race, I just sort of went for it. And then about 8 or 9 minutes to go, I sort of looked at my fuel gauge and went, crap, I'm not going to make it. I had to save nearly a lap and a half of fuel to get to the end. Somehow I managed to pull it off. And then the last lap, it was just like, okay, we're just going to try and go for it.
Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Not the only driver struggling with fuel coming to the checkered flag. I mean, we did see Cornstick run out like 20 meters from that checkered flag, run out of fuel there and lose a position to a driver in behind as well. So, I guess it's a good thing that we had that 10-second gap when you come out of that final pit stop. Then, obviously, having to do some fuel saving there, and a lap and a half of fuel really is not an easy task to have to put together in a short amount of time, like 15 minutes per se. But with the nature of the racetrack, of course, you can you do a little lifting and coasting through the corners. You can accelerate in a little bit of a higher gear. That does, of course, help save a little bit of fuel in some of these cars in some instances. But it was definitely just enough to get the job done tonight. And of course, eventually Kilt pushing hard to try and catch up there, just making a little bit of mistake, giving you that little breath of fresh air you needed there to bring it home for the checkered flag. But I mean, you were looking quick all race long. You had to deal with some pretty good battling here to get through the pack there as well to get into that position, and then of course navigating a little bit of lap traffic at the end of the race as well. So I mean, how was it navigating the battles on track for position, but also navigating around through some of the blue flag traffic while battling for those positions as well?
The battles on track were pretty good. The main game was just keep it clean, keep it consistent. I think I actually did that best on the harder tyres. I probably could have double stinted the harder tyres instead of the soft tyres at the end. Just because the consistency was a little bit more there. But really, it was just keep it clean, keep it consistent, keep it on the black stuff.
Absolutely, and it's always important to keep it on the track surface, and of course, always trying to keep the car safe at the race start. Very important. But this group of drivers having an absolutely fantastic race start here tonight, and well, starting off the week, showing I guess the rest of the divisions how you race start at Red Bull Ring here again. But just looking incredibly fast out there. You missed last week. You only got half the racing in because you had to go. So I mean, double points around here tonight too. So very very huge win here for you tonight. I guess with the 3 weeks remaining in the season, what are your goals moving through the remainder of the championship here?
Finish the series off. Probably just looking to be consistent, looking to be in that top half of the field. I've got some really good tracks coming up. The car's already on its way to Germany for some practice. Put it in the trailer, got it in the shipping container. So yeah, Germany, and then we've got Monza, and I think it's just Germany and Monza left, isn't it not? St. Croix for the finale in France. Might struggle a little bit at St. Croix because St. Croix is a top end track, but the other two I'm pretty, I wouldn't say confident, but I know the tracks. Like, I don't need to put hours and hours of practice in. It's just get the brake markers, get the brake markers, get the results, and just keep hitting the lines.
Absolutely, and of course, France, our finale this season, definitely going to be a test of racing skill for not only this division but all three of our divisions here this season. It is a beast of a racetrack, and it has, I mean, every kind of corner you could imagine is pretty much in that racetrack. So that is definitely going to be a tough one. But we head for Nürburgring GP next week. For those of you that are watching at home and hear us talking about Germany and next week's track, so it is going to be an interesting endeavor at the Nürburgring GP. It's a great racing track, and it's going to provide for some great battling. It's very wide, lots of opportunities to make passes on the racetrack, so I think we're going to see a feisty group of drivers in Nürburgring next week. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like the track car combo for yourself heading into round 8 next week?
At the Nürburgring, probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I really like the track. The car suits it really well. The car was really well dialed in today, so we're not going to change too much. Just maybe some fresh rubber, new oil, bits and pieces, but apart from that, we're going to pretty well leave it as is.
Absolutely. I mean, if it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? The good old saying goes. So, I mean, it was a great race for me here tonight, and the strategy really worked out for you at the end of the race, especially that final pit stop there with Heath and having to take a little splash of fuel at the end of the race there, giving you a really, really great run for that top of the podium here tonight. And I guess any final remarks on your race here this evening, and any shout-outs you'd like to throw out there for the viewers watching at home, of course.
Shout-outs to my Sector 1 crew. We've been putting a lot of hours in the 911 lately because that's our car of choice there. Second shout out is probably Wounded Warrior Project over stateside, doing a lot of work with, the veterans and all that sort of stuff. So just, support them, support your local troops, and have fun.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you as always, and fantastic racing here in Austria tonight with that Porsche 911 RSR, and definitely can't wait to see what you have for us in Germany next week, my man.
Cheers, my dude. We'll talk to you soon.
You betcha. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day.
Yeah, I will do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our podium interviewees. I mean, the ICER driver had absolutely crazy pace tonight. So did Kilt. It didn't really seem like Heathen had good pace too. It was unfortunate for him there, DC out of 4th place. And again, it's something that we're going to be looking at in the off season, trying to come up with a little bit of a better disconnection procedural deal for drivers that disconnect so late in the race. We have seen that so many times this season. It really hurts our hearts and our souls as organizers to see that happen to drivers and have to take last place finishes when there was that definitely wasn't the case, especially this season so far. But it is what it is. The rules are in place for the season, and we just rock and roll with them. We do appreciate the drivers for understanding that and still continuing to push through it and just get their time, get that seat time. Because at the end of the day, seat time really is the most important as racers. We really need to, in order to continue to perfect our craft, get better, gain more skill, and get faster. I mean, we just have to put the time in behind the steering wheel, and it really does start to come naturally after a while. So for those of us that are wondering, how do I get faster? How can I get fast enough to feel comfortable league racing? You just got to put time in. Get involved with the community is definitely a big plus. People are always willing to give you tips, tricks, pointers, and it just drives stuff that you're comfortable in. Don't force yourself to drive other cars because other people are really fast in them, or it's what we call quote unquote a meta car here in the game. You drive what you're comfortable driving, because if you're comfortable driving, it is going to be a lot easier for you to push your limits with that car. And then ultimately you need to learn to push your limits in order to get faster, because you get comfortable with your pace, you get comfortable with how you drive, and that's a limitation you provided for yourself based out of comfort. In order to gain pace, you gotta break the comfort zone. You got to take a ball peen hammer, you got to throw it right through that window pane, and you got to jump right through it and just take the chance and see what happens. You'll learn something, I promise you that. Hey, what's up, Alien 420? What is up, my dude? What up, Ghost? Hey, we doing good, brother. Hope you're doing fantastic. I'll have to walk the pooch and rewatch the show. Appreciate you, Kilt. Never racing bare hands ever again. Think without that spin, I had a chance to catch him. You may have with the information knowing that he was fuel saving. Is quite possible that you could have caught him there, killed 100%. I mean, what else can we say? Roving Island World Tour 2 has been absolutely a blast of a season here. We've been having a lot of fun here at GT45 Gaming, presented by DDRD Racing, and I mean, it's been fantastic. A great mixture of sprint and endurance racing, and it's provided a lot of different strategies. It's really put the drivers to the test here this season, and boy, have they answered the call. I mean, it just tickled pink with how the season's been going, and I really do hope that the drivers just continue to enjoy the hard, close, tight, door-to-door racing we're trying to provide here, and most importantly for you guys at home, the fans. I mean, we appreciate you all the most. I can't do it without you. If we didn't have viewers watching, we wouldn't have a page to continue to broadcast to. So you are the main motivation and the main drive for what we do here at GT45 Gaming, inside our community and here on stream. So we appreciate you all. And I mean, what else can we say? Don't forget to hit that like and that share on the way out if you haven't done so already. If you have, we appreciate you. Absolutely legendary. And if you're not following the page yet, what are you waiting for? This is great content, family-friendly stuff, great racing action, 5 different days a week here from GT45 Gaming. Just got to hit that sub button. You'll never miss another one. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Remember, you all matter. We're going to be back tomorrow night with our pro class at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll see what they can do around the great Austrian Red Bull Ring. So until then, stay winning, and we'll catch you on the next one.